So for me, I think what's really exciting is the amount of data that's now available to not just banks and insurance companies, but to anyone out there. So the kinds of data that you have available with open banking initiatives can completely change the way you underwrite, you do customer service, even the kinds of products and services you define. I think a great example of that is, for example, in small business banking, right, a sector that's typically very underserved. Now you have companies out there like Kodak, for example, that enable banks and insurance companies to access the financials of these small businesses and therefore be a lot more proactive and in serving these companies. The second thing I think is artificial intelligence. And how you can really make use of that data in a way that's more intelligent, helps you better underwrite risk. And more recently, and I know everyone's been talking about GAI, to me, I think the great promise of GAI is what chatbots haven't delivered in the past, which is customer service that kind of brings an advisory experience to online channels, which is, I think, something that consumers really value. So FintechOS helps insurers and banks, right, and even non-financial companies, and essentially get financial products to market and digital journeys really fast, right? Traditionally in the banking and insurance industry, the way you do financial product management is using very big core systems, which are great at what they do, but in this new era where you're not just dealing with your own products, you're dealing with your products and partner products. You're not just distributing through traditional channels. You're using e-commerce websites, points of sale, right? Traditional core banking wasn't meant to deal with all this complexity, all this pace of change. So this is where FintechOS helps. We essentially give insurers, banks, non-financial companies tools to really easily define financial products that are innovative and personalized, distribute them with digital journeys, underwrite them more effectively, service them, and kind of manage the end-to-end product lifecycle. So in terms of digital transformation, I think depending whether you're looking at insurance or banking, I'd say they're at different stages. Even in terms of lines of business, typically personal lines are way more advanced than, for example, commercial lines. And even in terms of geography, if you look at different markets, they'll be at different paces. But overall, I'd say we're just at the beginning. We've seen huge advancements in technologies in recent years, but I think very few banks and very few insurance companies have actually been able to put those to work for their customers and for their bottom line. And the main reason behind that is really they're dealing with huge legacy, right? And there's a scarcity in developers for most of these companies. So I think we're going to see an acceleration of that with these new fintech and insurtech players who are essentially democratizing the access to these innovative technologies and making it so that any insurer, any bank, regardless of their legacy, regardless of their existing team and skills, can really leverage those technologies to serve their customers.